And what if you're wrong?
Well, if I'm wrong, then what more could I lose?
No amount of money ever bought a second of time.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills. I'm not ready.
No one ever is. We don't get to choose our time. Death is what gives life meaning. No, your days are numbered. Your time is short.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
I choose to run toward my problems and not away from them.
These are the years when a man changes into the man he's going to become the rest of his life. Just be careful who you change into.
Everyone fails at who they're supposed to be, Thor. The measure of a person, of a hero, is how well they succeed at being who they are.
But sometimes you have to go beyond what you're feeling. And my knees were fucked, but guess what? I wanted to run. And I knew that, okay, you can get knee replacements, this and that. Like I said, it wasn't because of I ran too much. People always want to say, oh man, you ran so much so you fucked up your body. You know, you don't want to be like David Goggins.
You and I are not so different.
I'm not like you. You're a murderer.
Well, to each his own. I chose my path, you chose the way of the hero. And they found you amusing for a while, the people of this city. But the one thing they love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying. In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you. Why bother?
Oftentimes, you may not get a second chance. You don't know. And that's the tough, that you gotta live with yourself being an idol.
Don't stress in the face of adversity. Make adversity something you desire for an opportunity to grow.
You want to hurt me? Go right ahead if it makes you feel any better. I'm an easy target. Yeah, you're right. I talk too much. I also listen too much. I could be a cold-hearted cynic like you, but I don't like to hurt people's feelings. When you think what you want about me, I'm not changing. I like me. My kids like me. My friends like me. Because I'm the real article. What you see is what you get.
There's so many of these little insults that people will throw at you, like, you're unbalanced, you changed, that they intend as insults. But if you actually don't take your society programmed response and say, oh, they mean to insult me. But if you actually think about what they're saying something that's true. And then we just need to be okay with that truth because that was the choice we made to begin with.
It's like in fighting, like I wasn't Mike Tyson. I wasn't born Mike Tyson. I got my ass kicked. I got knocked out a lot. I had to learn the rules. I had to learn the game. I had to learn to be disciplined and never give up. Don't care if you get knocked out 100 times, never give up. And that's what life is about. And I wanted to be up more than anybody in the world wanted me to be down.
I probably sucked more today than anyone in the history of Kung Fu, in the history of sucking.
Probably.
And the 5. Man, you should have seen them. They totally hate me.
Totally.
Maybe I should just quit and go back to making noodles.
Quit, don't quit. Noodles, don't noodles. You are too concerned with what was and what will be. There's a saying, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present.
I wish someone had told me in my 20s, Mel, take the biggest risks of your entire life right now. Remember, you have time. And in your 20s, you can get so scared and you can be so easily lulled into the idea that good is good enough, that feeling safe and comfortable is what you should always be looking for. That way of thinking in your 20s in particular, dead fucking wrong. I want you to start to create this mindset of taking risks and going big. Because the only constant in your life for the rest of your life is change.
Quit wasting time. By your own definition. It's like people shake their heads like, oh, I never thought about it that way. It's like, yeah, think about it that way. Don't waste your damn life. And then you think, well, why would people be resistant to that message? It's like, well, you really want to wake up and figure out that you're wasting half your life? And you know, when people do that kind of wasting, they actually hate it.
I cannot get away from who the I am. Who I am is who I'm proud of. I'm very proud of the hardworking, calloused hands, calloused mind, human being that I literally made this person with a lot of help from above. a lot of guidance from saying you're gonna go left when you should go right. That horrible voice that wouldn't let me get away from myself and hide forever. I listened to it. And the only way you can set the example is you have to always be willing to work. I don't follow people who talk about what they used to do in life. I don't give a fuck what you used to do. I don't care, like, you used to be the basketball. I don't care. What are you doing today? You may not be that person now, but what are you still doing to try to excel in life?
How the f can you look at your situation that you're currently living and not be motivated? If you can't look around at your current life and say, this sucks, and be motivated for more, bro, you can't do it. You should just quit. Go do something else. Because your existing situation in life should be enough motivation to get you started.
The person you have to spend the most time listening to in your life is yourself. Try not to lose their respect. And self-respect and self-esteem, I think, largely comes from having faith in your own word. So if you were to treat yourself like a friend you are responsible for helping, which is Peterson's advice, right? Let's say that every time you invited a friend out for lunch, they turned up late or didn't turn up at all, they didn't text back, they just kept not holding to their word. After a while, you wouldn't believe in them, you wouldn't be friends with them, and you'd stop inviting them out to lunch. You are that friend to yourself. How on earth do you think that you're going to be able to move mountains and get out of that relationship that you don't like and move countries or change career when you can't not hit snooze, even though last night you promised yourself that you weren't going to hit snooze? And it's how people that are able to do extraordinary things have been able to get there. That they've just started off unbelievably small, right? I'm just not going to hit the snooze button.
How could a car like you quit at the top of your game?
You think I quit? They quit on me. When I finally got put together, I went back expecting a big welcome. You know what they said? Your history. Moved right on to the next bookie standing in line. There was a lot left in me. I never got a chance to show them.
And you're gonna fail. And you're gonna fail. And you're gonna fail. And you're gonna fail. And then you're gonna win. And that's life. Life without those challenges, it's just existence. Don't just exist. Go live. Eventually, inaction will cost you. Just get up, move towards that challenge, whatever that challenge is. Move towards that challenge and go attack it. And you may be successful and you may not be successful, but you will be better.
Go do something. Do the best thing that you can think of. Put the best plan you have into practice. It's not going to be perfect, and it will change along the way. But it will change partly because you become disciplined pursuing the path. And as you become disciplined, you become wiser. And as you become wiser, you become able to formulate better and better plans. So you can start vaguely and confused and develop a plan that's not so great, and you start to implement it. And then you accrue incremental wisdom as you implement your flawed plan. And that enables you to fix the plan. And so that's part of that process of incremental self-improvement as well.
Like one of my favorite quotes, it says, if you've forgotten the language of gratitude, you'll never be on speaking terms with happiness.
Yeah.
Like if you've forgotten the language of gratitude, you'll never be on speaking terms with happiness, right? Like, what are you grateful for? Every single day, just slow down, right? Like, what are you grateful for, man? Like, just something simple, right? Because it recalibrates and puts us in the space and place that when I'm grateful, I learn more. When I'm grateful, I'm a little bit better. Right? When I'm grateful, I listen a little more. When I'm grateful, I'm more in the moment, right? When I'm grateful, as my dog would say, I'm where my feet are. Like when I'm grateful, right? If you forget the language of gratitude, you'll never be on speaking terms with happiness. Slow down every once in a while, man. Just think about what you're grateful for. Or just write down what you're grateful for.
If you think differently than your immediate family or your friends or whatever your hometown is, one, you probably don't want to be normal. Because if you take what normal means and put it across all aspects of life, it means that you're going to die at 74, you're probably going to be overweight, you're going to, be divorced, you're going to not really achieve anything that you want. Like, that's normal. And so it makes sense that you would be the odd man out because most people live that life. And so, like, that was something that gave me a lot of permission to, like, be me, which was not normal in a lot of, and that's okay, because I mean, like, ordinary versus extraordinary means that you are not.
You see this guy just fighting. I love the guy who just fights. And so I put these things in as reminders that you're gonna have to suffer, man. This 0.25, man, this is, man, you're gonna have to suffer to go from this fat insecure motherfucker to one of the best guys on the planet Earth, this journey is going to take something that is going to be incomprehensible to most people.
What's your life going to look like if you don't do it? What's your life going to look like if you don't go out and build what the you want to build? That you have this little vision in your heart and in your mind of what your life should be like. And what are you going to feel like if you don't go do that? What are you going to feel like in a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? When you die, what are you going to be saying? Because I can promise you, bro, that dream ain't going away. That dream was placed in your heart and in your mind by God. It is your purpose, and you are obligated to go build it. And for you to go build that, it's going to require executing when you don't feel like it.
Without the Avatar state, what if I'm not powerful enough?
I don't know the answer. Sometimes life is like this dark tunnel. You can't always see the light at the end of the tunnel, but if you just keep moving, you will come to a better place.
If somebody says you're crazy, you are crazy. Everybody that's done something special in this world, right? You didn't go from 4,000 square feet to 40 or 44,000, whatever it is, if you thought like everybody else. You had to be crazy. How many people told you that? Oh, you're going from what to what? No, go a little smaller, just maybe double in size. They said, no, this is what we're going to do. Being crazy is a compliment. When somebody says you're crazy, that means you see things that other people can't see. Everybody that's done something special in life, they've all been criticized for being crazy. It's a compliment. When somebody says you're crazy, you're nuts, I said, yes, I am.
There's going to be things in your life that you don't have control over. There's things that you can control. There's things you can't control. Now, I will tell you that human beings can control a lot more than they think they can. And oftentimes it's pretty easy just to say, oh, that's not me, that's not on me. And I think that's the whole genesis of the idea of extreme ownership, is most of the time, or much of the time, people say that's not my fault, there's nothing I can do about that. And more often than people think, there is something you can do about it. And it is your fault.
I know that until you make a decision that you no longer want to feel how you feel, or you no longer want to think the way that you think, or you no longer want to have the kind of results or no results that you have, until you make that decision that, you know what, I know I don't feel great, I know I doubt myself, I know I've had a lot of bad things happen, I know there's a lot that I regret, but damn it, with the time that I have left in my life, I really want to start to enjoy myself. I want to take better care of myself. I want to feel happy. You don't even have to believe you deserve it yet. You can just want it. You've got to start there. You've got to start with wanting something better for yourself. And then I personally think the most important thing is to start acting like the person who has the things that you want right now, even though you don't feel like it.
Only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist. And that's when he said, success is the only revenge. He's like, it's not the best revenge. He's like, it's the only one. There's no other revenge. Because everything else is petty. Everything else does show that you were thinking about these people all day long, which means they win by default. He's like, all you can do is think about your goal and winning. He's like, and when you win, that's when you become so big that they shrink into irrelevance. You cast a shadow that no one even can see them behind you.